You know, I think that this one's going to be really special because this is going to be a great sort of introduction, so I'm not going to delay it anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful, the great Karl Urban!
These guys are a pass. Are you out of your Vulcan minds? How you doing, Dallas? Good to see you again. It's really great to be back here. So warm here today. You know what? I always have a great time here, and you've got a fantastic city, and you know, and what a great con. I haven't been to one of these conventions here in a long time, and you guys have made me so welcome, and I think from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for that. So a big round of applause for you guys. We have so much to discuss, so little time. Why don't we just open this up for questions? We've got 2 microphones there. If you've got anything you'd like to know, step up to the microphone and I will do my best to answer or lie, as the case may be. How are you?
If you could get an autograph from anyone here, who would it be?
It'll be you.
Nice.
No, she's gone. Can I have your autograph? Go get a pen. And that's why he was never a football player. What have you got there? You've got a Sharpie? There you go. When do you sign that? Right in there. I'm going to put this on eBay. So you better go become famous or something. $100 here, $100 here. No. Ma'am, how are you?
I'm good. I've got 2 questions for you. The first
Whoa,
one.
double questions.
Yeah.
All right, go.
Okay, you played a lot of really iconic and amazing roles, and I was wondering if there was any sort of role or type of role that you want to play that you haven't yet.
Oh, thank you. That's a fantastic question. You know what? I never really know what I want to do until the script comes across the desk and I read it and start, you know, making decisions about how I would like to play the character. In the case of Dredd, for example, you know, I didn't read many comic books growing up, but Dredd was one that I did read. It was Dredd, and Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns was another one, and Reed Fleming, world famous Milkman, was another. And the other Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. They were the only comics that I read. So when Dredd came across my desk, I was pretty inclined to do it. And I read the script, and Alex Garland had written such a wonderful, tight, economical script, full of really fantastic lines, and you know, I just couldn't not do it. So that's kind of loosely part of my process. Thank you for the question.
And the second question is, can I get a hug?
Yeah. Someone give this woman a hug. Come on, get up here. Don't rush. That's $50. How are you?
Good, how are you?
So good.
In the entire Star Trek canon, what is your favorite "I'm a doctor, not a" line?
I've got so many. Like, I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer. That's a good one. I'm a doctor, not a torpedo technician. I'm a doctor, not a male stripper. that's the next movie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Hi,
Hey!
how are you?
Very good. Look at this, like my card.
Thank you for coming out here today. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, I also have a two-part question for you. I'm sorry. Anyway, how does it feel like? Okay, so one of your first roles was a Wellington soldier in '92, and how does it feel like for your career to take off this fast from there to playing Bones and Dread and your role in Almost Human as John? How does it feel for your career to skyrocket, I guess?
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you very much. How does it feel for my career to take off this fast? It's been 22 years. To get from a Wellington soldier to here. People say, "Oh my gosh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. How do you do it?" And I often reply, "Yeah, it's funny. It's like the harder I work, the luckier I seem to get." Not my fault, but I'm going to use it. You know what? I had a dream as a kid, and if anybody out there who has got a dream, this is the advice that I would give to you: just go for it.
Yes.
You've got to invest in yourself. If you want that dream to come true, invest in yourself, invest in your craft, whatever it may be. The more you put into whatever your chosen vocation is, the more you're going to get out of it. And that's what I do. When I wasn't working, I would pay to work. I would go to classes, I would study, I would watch a lot of performances, go to a lot of theatre, and that's kind of, how it started. And I was just blessed to meet the right people, meet some wonderful people who helped me along the road, and here I am. It's surreal, and I don't really get an opportunity to think about it until I get into a situation like this. But I really do feel blessed, so thank you for your question.
Thank you. And one last thing. I'm here for my 17th birthday, and I was wondering if I could take a selfie with you.
Selfie, come on! When I was growing up, a selfie was a different thing. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
I have a two-part question as well.
The two-part questions of Dallas.
The first part is, out of all the roles you've played, which has been your favorite?
Well, that's really hard. Do you have kids?
I'm only 15, so I think the answer is probably no.
Maybe take a boot out of my mouth. It's a bright lights, I can't see, sorry. My favorite part? Well, that's a really hard one, because you invest so much time, energy, and love into these characters, and they all become a part of you, or come from parts of you. I guess, the works that I'm most proud of are Dread, and Bones from Star Trek. It's a very small New Zealand film. I don't know if many of you have seen it. Lord of the Rings. And I was particularly happy with Warm Supremacy as well. That was. So if I had to pick one, I don't know if I could. Maybe Dread or Bones.
Okay, and the next question is probably something a lot of people are wondering. Do you have any plans currently for what you're going to do to get back at Simon Pegg? And if so, can you tell us them?
Yes. Big plans. But if I reveal them, he's going to find out, so I can't let you on this. Do you guys know about how Simon Pegg got me? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So we were shooting at this facility, NORAD, I think it was called, or is that from a movie? I don't know, but anyway. So we were shooting at this top secret nuclear facility out of San Francisco, and the rest of the cast had been there for a week. Well, on the first day, Simon Pegg turns to Chris Pine, and he says, are you wearing your neutron cream? Chris is like, what? He goes, yeah, it was a small dose of radiation, from the facility. Did you not get that? And he had Chris going, and Chris believed him for about 5 minutes, and then he finally clicked on. Well, they thought this was hilarious. So every day that a new cast member would come in, they would play these pranks on them. There was radiation coming from the facility, and they had to take pills or cream or whatever. Benedict Cumberbatch came in, and they made him sign cucumber bitches in the house. They made Benedict sign a disclaimer saying that, and he just signed it, and he didn't read it, and then they got, so they had to sort of, let him know that he made a fool of himself. So they got to read it out on set, and it was, I don't know if you've seen the video, but it's quite hilarious, because I, Benedict Cumberbatch, fully understand and resign all rights to NORAD for my personal safety and complete awareness that the nuclear radiation is completely bogus, and he just was like, look at this, and he was reading this out in front of everybody. It was a cracker. So anyway, he got pumped. Then I came along, and these guys got my 60-year-old makeup artist to lie to me. We went out the night before, and they were, having a few drinks, and they started talking about this public service announcement they had to do. What's that? Yeah, it's just for the, for the facility in exchange for us working there. I said, oh, okay. So I turn up to work, and my makeup artist says, oh, here's your neutron cream. I'm like, what's this? He goes, well, there's a small dose of radiation that comes out. I'm like, what? I don't like the sound of that. All right, and so, so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, are you wearing it? How come you haven't got on? Oh no, we're on it. We take the pills. Oh, okay, all right. The crew's taking the pills, actors get the cream. All right, fine. So anyway, I hadn't put any of this radiation cream on, and I got called to set for a block through. And that's what you do, before you actually start shooting, is that you get together with the director and figure out how you're going to shoot, what you're going to shoot. Normally, a block through takes 15 minutes. And particularly with JJ, he's fast, he knows what he wants, and and it's an in-and-out process. Today, this day, we turn up, we were doing this block through for over an hour. We couldn't figure it out. And progressively, over the hour, I'm starting to think, I'm getting exposed to high doses of radiation. This is not good. I started feeling physically ill. I couldn't wait to get out of there. I practically ran down there and was slathering this cream on me. So we go to set, and they put these dots, these cream dots all over my face. I go and talk to the international press with these dots all over my face, and they're all in on it. And then, so we start shooting, and we do a couple of takes, and the first AD goes, all right, you guys know what to do. Let's shake it out, let's shake that neutron radiation out. And so the whole crew starts, like, oh, yeah. Shaking the radiation out. I was really jet lagged. That was my excuse. So anyway, at lunchtime, I literally thought I was going to throw up. I was feeling that radiated. Came back from lunch, and they had to do this public service announcement, and it was, Chris and Zach went first, and and the line that got me was like, despite what you've heard out there in the public, this NORAD facility is actually really safe. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was really starting to get pissed off that we were shooting in this unsafe place. And then it was our turn, and John Cho and I, who also got pumped the same day, we had to read ours, and the second to last card that we had, it sort of said, this facility is completely safe, and we just want you to know, most importantly, that you have been, and then they removing the last card as had. Well, they fell over laughing. They thought it was hilarious. It was a good joke, Simon Pegg. But I will get you back. Let me tell you a little story about another friend of mine, Viggo Mortensen. So I'm about to go to leave my home and go and work on a movie up in Vancouver, I believe. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning, and the phone goes. Never a good sign when the phone goes at 3 a.m. Pick it up, and it's my agent. Carl, you gotta get on the plane. You gotta get on the plane. You can't not get on the plane. It'll be drastic. I will buy you another pair of red socks. I swear to God, I'll get you. You've just got to get on the plane. You know, the studio's this, the studio that. You know, the Red Sox, man. Well, what's with the Red Sox? I'm like, Jimmy, what are you talking about? Silence. Bloody Vigo. Vigo had called her up in the middle of the night. Said, Jenny, it's Carl. Wait, I can't get on the plane. I can't find the Red Sox. I'm not going. I'm not going without the lucky Red Sox. And hung up. Fast forward 10 years. 10 years. I lie in wait. For the perfect opportunity. And it came. I was in Spain, in Madrid, doing press for Dread. And Vigo was also in Madrid doing press for his movie called Un Plan. And I was speaking to the press on the Tuesday, he was speaking to the press on the Wednesday. So, here's what I did. Every time a reporter came in, I would conduct the interview, and then at the end, just real casual like, I'd say, yeah, I've got the day off tomorrow. I'm going to go up to Segovia. You know, my mate Vigo, he's bought a goat farm. Yeah, he's breeding goats. He's got over 1,000 goats. He's making goat cheese. He's going to quit the whole acting thing, apparently. Looking forward to it. So I said this to every single reporter. Real casual, like, off the record. It made the national news. I'm talking televised national news. Vigo Mortensen buys goat farm in Segovia. I had dinner with him that night, and he was, you know, looked at me and goes, I know what you did. The next day, he goes in, every single reporter doesn't want to talk about his film. They want to talk about the goats in Segovia. He said he got so sick of talking about this goat farm that he ended up denying the goat farm, then he ended up lying, saying, yes, I have bought a goat farm. I like the spotted goats because they make sweet cheese and they fart less. Simon Pegg will keep. Hey man, how are you?
Doing good.
Alright, what's up?
So, how did it feel in your first Star Trek movie to stab Chris Pine in the neck with a needle multiple times?
So good. I'll tell you about that. There was a scene in the movie where Chris has got these big rubber hands, right? And it was a reaction, was it after? Anyway, I forget the continuity. But he's got these big rubber hands, and he in the scene, he claps these hands around my head, like, boom! Like this. Well, he and JJ thought it would be really hilarious that every take that we did it harder and harder. The last take, he whacked me so hard. I was like zinging, I couldn't even get my lines out. He was like really like, slapped me hard. It's like, okay, payback time. Every time I get with that hyper spray, Chris didn't say a word, but he just looked at me at the end once we finished and he goes, yeah, payback's a bitch. Thanks for the question, my friend.
Hi.
Hey.
Alex Garland mentioned that his original screenplay for Dread was about the pro-democracy terrorists from the comics. And since we don't know if there's going to be a Dread sequel, it would like blow my mind if you would read the intro to the comic in your Dread voice.
Sure, you got it there. 800 million people. I love this. This here is, you can't see it, maybe you can. Is there a camera? You see that? You look up there. This is from, is it?
Dread America.
America, that's right. And when we were shooting the film, I realized we needed a poster. And through my research, I always thought that image was really cool, so we had the photographer come, and that is what we replicated for the poster, the image that you see. And I actually put the American flag there in the shot, but somebody didn't like that and they put a building in there instead. But it's cool. Okay, here we go. I'll tell you where I stand. I stand for foursquare justice. I stand for discipline, good order, and a rigid application of the law. And God help any limp-wristed liberals who say different. The people, they know where I stand. They need rules to live by. I provide them. They break the rules. I break them. Oh, that's scary. Sure, rights. I'm all for rights, but not at the expense of order. That's why I like to see the Statue of Judgment standing there, towering over liberty. Kind of a symbol. Wow. Thank you so much. That's a good comment. America is a great comment. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Let's do voice. The thing I like about that comment, that whole comic, is if you've ever read them, I would thoroughly recommend you read America, and I would recommend that you read Judge Dredd Origins, because that's got the backstory. And the wonderful thing about it, and this was actually the wonderful gift from doing Dredd, is that, you know, I read these comics as a teenager, and when I stopped reading them, you know, was when I was about probably 18 or 19. Well, in that interim, there were a whole lot of stories written by Wagner. And what I found when I came back, which was a wonderful gift, was a great degree of maturity in the writing and depth in the character. And so for me, that was, I guess, a real wonderful gift from doing Dredd. And those two comics are incredible, so go check them out. Oh.
Hi. You've obviously gotten to do a lot of cool futuristic stuff, like Star Trek and Almost Human, which I think is great, by the way. I love it.
Yeah!
My question is, if you could have any futuristic technology or gadget, which one would you want to have now?
Right now, I would love a transporter. You know, that STA checking thing where you gotta go through there and yeah, all that stuff. Love being safe, but just to be somewhere instantly would be pretty damn cool. I mean, it's pretty amazing when you think about, you know, what Roddenberry created in the 60s and how much of that has actually, you know, come to pass. The universal translator. Any iPhone now is a universal translator. So, yeah, I guess a transporter I would love. Yeah. What would you like?
Probably the USS Enterprise.
I just happen to have one right here. Okay, I'll think of that. Thank you very much. You alright? Just didn't mind. How are you?
Good. What was your favorite part in filming Lord of the Rings?
Oh, thank you. Great. What's your name?
Sammy?
Correct. Smart kid. My favorite part in filming Lord of the Rings, I think it was this one time where it was a couple of days before we were going to shoot the scene where Éomer and his Rohirrim horsemen surround Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, who are running across the Rohan plains after Merry and Pippin. And so I went to Peter Jackson and said, hey look, we've got this big scene coming up, you know, you got a minute, can we discuss it? And he goes, yeah, sure. And we were on top of this big hill shooting another sequence. And he goes, look, just come and see me at the beginning of lunchtime, and we'll talk about it. And so I did that, and we went and sat down, and the crew were dismantling the lights and the stage and the set and all that sort of stuff. And we sat there with the book and with the script, and we went through the scene, and we were up there for a good 45 minutes, just Peter and myself talking, laughing, making fine-tuned adjustments, small things like the names of the horses, Hasselhoff, Adolf, you know, when Éomer summons them, just small little details like that, and it was just an amazing for me as a young actor, an amazing time for the director to actually spend that time with me and to refine the scene for us to work together. And at the end of that time, I looked up, we were the only people left on that hill, and that was very special to me. We kind of walked down to lunch together. That was very special. And another thing was watching Viggo Mortensen, who is a brother. I have the most deepest admiration and respect for him, for the way that he lives. And for me as a young actor, watching him work was so valuable. Just watching the way that he would come into a scene and subtly change his performance and his readings, take after take. And you have to have a real security in your foundation in your technique to do that. So that was very valuable to me. And just really, I guess, just that whole experience was extraordinary. Nights where the lads were doing a dawn shot, Viggo and Orlando and John Rhys Davies were doing a dawn shot. So they decided to camp out in the middle of nowhere and be ready to get up early. Well, the camp out turned into a barbecue with a few drinks, and that was a very special night. We had a huge bonfire, and we went fishing that afternoon and horse riding. We were in the complete middle of nowhere, and they had to get up. I didn't. So I guess those were some of the most cherished memories that I have of that, and I thank you for asking the question because it reminds me of it. So thank you. How are you? That's official Star Trek language. How are you?
I have 2 questions.
A couple questions again. Go for it.
Is there going to be another Star Trek movie?
The answer to that question is...
Yes.
And who's directing it?
The answer to that question is...
JJ.
No. I don't know who's going to direct the next one, but I can tell you this. We're shooting it this year! I'm so excited about that. Thank you for your question. Hello.
Hi. So right now my brother, he's a big fan of you. He was right in front of me.
Right.
He doesn't know I'm doing this.
Conrad?
Huh?
Connor? Conrad.
Sammy.
Correct. Yeah.
So can you say to him like you're awesome or something?
Dude, you are awesome! Let's give him a round of applause! Great system.
My favorite TV show on television right now is Almost Human, and I love the way that you and Michael interact on screen. And I just want to know what has been your favorite thing about filming that series so far.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Working with Michael Ealy is so much fun. And, I really kind of think that's a testament to J.J. Abrams. He is wonderful at putting great groups of people together. He's done it countless times, and he's done it here again. And we had so much fun. And the thing that I love about it is the freedom on that show. Mike and I would get into the car, for example, and we would do like one take that is written on the page, and then we would just improvise. And out of that improvisation, so many wonderful moments have come out and are in the show. The whole scan my balls thing.
Yes.
Is that all for one person? All sorts of stuff like that. It's as we sort of, I think in this first season, as we sort of found the tone of the show, it's just really grown. It's that wonderful balance of comedy, of humor, of action, of heart, and it's a shared pleasure to work on. It's not I don't have, I'm not saying this without reservations, because I do have issues with the show on a multitude of levels, but, which I won't talk about. But working with Michael Ealy is not one of them. He's a fantastic guy, and I know you guys will get the opportunity to meet with him, because I'm going to hook him up with some friends of mine here. And
Yeah!
Thank you very much.
Hi, thank you so much for coming. I actually have a question for myself and then one for my lovely friend who's guarding our purses. She couldn't get in line with me. My question is...
Where are those purses?
I'll stick him on you. My question is...
Sound of that. That's good.
If you could step into any one of the roles that you've played and make it your new reality and it just got to be your life for the rest of your life, which would you choose?
Wow. Do I want to live in a post-apocalyptic environment of dread? No. Space is full of disease and danger. Wrapped in darkness and silence.
Middle Earth.
I mean, space, you know, the minute you got there, you were dying. Everest, the death zone, it's about that. It's a whole new level of death. I don't know if I want to do that either. Hitman and the Born Supremacy, no.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. I kind of like the comforts of a flushing toilet. I'm narrowing down. Oh, no. Red, I kill people in that movie. Riddick, I'm a killer in that movie. Mind you, I would be living with Tandy Newton. See, just, you know what? Maybe it would be Rob the dairy farmer and the price of milk. Living on a farm in New Zealand, milking cows, getting shat on by cows. I actually learned how to milk cows for that movie, and I remember the first day at the dairy farmer, there's this trough that you step down into, and then facing you is the asses of 40 cows, excuse me my language. And it's just projectile crap, just... I'm standing there thinking, I can't go in there, it's like you're hit any, you know... That's the kind of existence I like. Thank you for your question.
Yeah, and then her question is, you've had so many iconic roles, has there ever been anything you've taken from any of the sets that you kept as a souvenir?
I am not a thief. But there are certain props and things that have come into my possession. All right, I steal. Every single thing I do, I take something from. When I started out, I was very unsophisticated in my thievery. I took thermal underwear from the set of Xena. But that doesn't look so good in your office shelf. So then I became a bit more sophisticated. I have a bunch of really cool memorabilia. I've got my coat, my leather coat from the Born Supremacy. I've got a wanted poster of Matt Damon, it was actually a prop. A pair of sunglasses from that, as well as my shirt. From Riddick, I've got a stunt gun. From Lord of the Rings, I have the helmet. I got a bunch of stuff. Almost Human, I stole a phone.
Yeah.
And I have another piece of memorabilia which I got, which I cannot discuss. Because didn't want me to have it, but I got it! It goes. So yeah, it's just, you know what, it's never a good idea to take things that aren't yours. But in some of those cases, they were gifts, and others not. So thank you for your question. Arrest me now. But it's great. I've got them all in my office there, and I like to, it's just fun. Sort of. It's not often that you take sort of, stock of your accomplishments and what you've done, but sometimes I do like just sitting there and look at that stuff, and it sort of reminds me of great times with great people. And again, I feel very blessed. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank Thank you. No, I can tell by the great round of applause for everyone that loved your question. I want bloody half of those props. They're mine! All right.
Hi, doing good. How are you?
So good.
Thank you for coming out here today.
Welcome to be here. Well, since my baby left me.
Alright, so I'm going to continue with the two-part question, dial or thing. So.
Why not? We're on a roll.
You have said that you've been a long-time fan of Star Trek, so I'm just curious, how did you become a fan? Was there a certain moment, or did you remember?
It was just, you know, as a kid, you know, I would watch Star Trek with my dad, and I always liked the shows that freaked me out, and Star Trek really freaked me out. And to my mind, those were some of the best episodes. It wasn't necessarily the science fiction that I enjoyed about Star Trek, which was fantastic, but it was really kind of, to me, always a cult of personality. I tuned in every week to see how, you know, that triumvirate of Bones and Kirk and Spock, you know, would overcome their common differences, their differences in order to defeat a common adversary, and it was a character study, and that's why I was drawn to the show. And so, you know, when I heard that JJ was rebooting it, I was like, I want in on that. I don't care what I'm playing. Give me a red shirt. I will and so it was funny. I went to the meeting with JJ and sat down, and after a few minutes he goes, well, do you have any questions? And I said, yeah, what's the script? What's the story? He goes, can't tell you. I said, oh, guess I've got no questions. So we sat and looked at each other in silence. Okay, thanks, great to meet you. And I walked out that door thinking, oh, come on. I really thought I'd blown it. And a few months later, we got a call from them saying, well, JJ would like you to come in and read for Bones. And I was thrilled at that. And I didn't go back and watch any of the old episodes. I guess, had a sort of fundamental understanding of that character and his relationships and his part of the whole process. And so I went in there and I started doing the take, and then like halfway through, JJ starts laughing, and I'm in there doing the scene, I'm thinking, what the hell is he laughing at? And I suddenly clicked, he's laughing at me. And I just about blew it. I just about forgot my lines, because I hadn't done theatre for a long time. I was completely taken aback. And at the end of that take, he goes, oh my God, that's it, that's Bones. And he looks around at Brian Bird and April Webster, and they're like nodding, and I went, okay. And he turned back and he said, well, I guess we should do it again. We did it once more. I walked out. Within half an hour to an hour, I got the call, you're in. And that was, to me, one of the most amazing points in my career, to go into a situation and to do your work to the best of your ability and know that you nailed it. And from there, I just sort of feel so blessed to be a part of this family. You know, Star Trek is just a wonderful family. That's what it is, and it's so great to be a part of it. And it's so great to be a part of this new incarnation of that, and to be keeping it alive for generations to come. So, you know, again, we're blessed. Thank you.